Life, Strength, and Health Podcast, episode 54. Welcome, everyone. This is Life, Strength, and Health Podcast with Jamal and Kim, where each and every week we educate, empower, and inspire you to live healthier. So let's dive into the show. Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Life, Strength, and Health Podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And
peace and blessings.
Yes, and this is episode number 54. We took a little hiatus because we had a lot of things going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We just finished or completed our first day of restoration retreat in the beautiful mountains of Washington, New Jersey. And we want to thank all of you who attended with us. It was a great group. We had an amazing time, and we look forward to doing our next one in the spring.
Right. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it and to be at peace. So that was the intro. And the next one we're going to be doing is in the spring, and we have information to come on that. We're still finalizing the dates, but it's going to be an entire weekend. So we're going to go from Friday to Sunday, and we already know that we're going to include some cooking classes, because that's one of the things that people seem to need help with just in preparation of their meals. So we're going to be doing some cooking classes, and as always, we'll do yoga, meditation, and some other really cool things up there. It'll be good to have the whole weekend to work with people, because that day we did one day, it was from 9 to 5. And it went by so fast, you know, it was so fast. And so to really have our time, so we can really take our time and give people a chance to really kind of disconnect and just let go, I think that's going to be powerful.
Yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, I was proud of us. It was our first retreat, and it's only going to get better.
Right. Yeah.
So now we're going to segue in our organic food for thought. And the topic we're going to talk about is magnesium. And magnesium is arguably the most important mineral in our bodies. According to Norman Shealy, MD, PhD, and an American neurosurgeon and a pioneer in pain medicine, every known illness is associated with magnesium, with a magnesium deficiency, and it's the missing cure to many diseases. Not only does magnesium help regulate calcium, potassium, and sodium, but magnesium is essential for cellular health and is a critical component of over 300 biochemical functions in the body. The top warning signs of a magnesium deficiency are muscle cramps, insomnia, anxiety, headaches, and high blood pressure.
Yeah, I think this is a really big one. And I think that it's one of those areas where right now in the mainstream health industry, medical industry, they're missing, just like they used to miss vitamin D. No one was talking about vitamin D, but everyone was deficient in it. So now that's one of the things that they check in everyone, especially if you live in the Northeast, has vitamin D deficiencies, and it's important to, take vitamin D. So I think magnesium is going to be one of those things where it's people are going to start testing for it more, and we're going to see that more and more people are going to be recommended to take magnesium. Just how we recommended everyone to take vitamin D, we definitely recommend everyone to take magnesium. And the difference is, like, vitamin D is best taken in the morning. Magnesium is best taken at night, because it definitely assists with sleep, helping you have more restful, deep sleep, and it helps to calm you down. So it helps with just dealing with stress and anxiety and so many other different functions. So we definitely recommend everyone taking magnesium. It's a powerful thing. And, if you're dealing with any illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure, magnesium could help you out. You'd be surprised on how effective that could be with helping you to manage and even possibly reverse those things by making magnesium a part of your natural health regimen.
Right. Added to your holistic health tool belt or toolkit. And, right now we are based out of New Jersey. Our wellness center, Life, Strength and Health in Jamal, and I live in New Jersey, of course. And, we are transitioning into the fall season. We've been very, fortunate and blessed to actually have a great transition. I mean, we had some high 70 and 80 days the last couple of days. But today, as we're recording this, I feel the shift. We are definitely heading into fall, and I love fall. It's beautiful, but we are starting to head into a true fall season. And everywhere you look, you see, signs for the flu shot, the flu vaccinations, and, a lot of marketing is going towards like boosting your immune system. And one of the major areas of health that people often neglect when they want to improve their immune system is the digestive system. I mean, how much of 80%. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So if you want to boost your immune system, especially in a natural way, you want to start addressing your digestive system, looking at the integrity of it, and also strengthening it to improve your immunity.
Right. We live in a society where we always look externally for immunity and for health. We wait until we're feeling sick or getting sick before we start reaching for over-the-counter medication or antibiotics, or when we think about prevention, we think about flu shots. But these things don't really prevent you from getting sick. The true prevention is strengthening your immunity. And if your digestive system is 80% of your immune system, then you really want to focus on fortifying your digestive system. And that's what we specialize in at Life, Strength and Health. We help people to fortify their digestive system, get it back online, getting it working very strong in the way that it's supposed to. And when you take that approach, when you work on your digestive system and you fortify it and you take in the nutrients that your body needs to be strong, you'll notice that you don't get sick. You won't get sick. And when you do feel things coming upon you, you'll fight them off in a day or two, or you'll fight them off and they won't even come on at all when other people around you are being wiped out and down for literally weeks. And sometimes I see people, kind of sniffling or have a scratchy throat for months during this season. So,
and especially people that work with children, whether you are a teacher in the school system, a dance instructor, you work in the daycare. I see, people who work in the industry, they are always battling staying healthy, right. Getting upset. Unfortunately, adults do send their children to these places when they shouldn't. But, imagine being armed. So whether a child is coming to your classroom sick, you still will not get sick because your immune system is so strong.
Right.
Yeah. So, so at Life, Strength and Health, like Jamal said, that's what we specialize in. And we help to simplify this process, take all the guesswork out and give you a roadmap to help to strengthen your digestive system, which in return will strengthen your immune system. So if you are in the New Jersey area, if you're not, we work with people virtually. Just give us a call at 1-800-503-7127 or visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com, and you can book your consultation or your virtual consultation, and we would love to work with you.
Yes.
So now we are going to segue into today's topic, right? Today's podcast, we are going to dive into label reading. And, over the years of being, having our wellness center and being in this industry, so many of our clients, they ask us, they'll, in our, private Facebook group, our community, we call ourselves Health Warriors. People will take pictures of labels and just ask, is this okay? Because labels can be deceptive. There is a huge market in the natural foods industry, and unfortunately, some of the companies do not have our best interests at heart. So you have to be able to navigate through the deception to be able to make those smart choices to help support your health goals. And in this episode, we are going to dive into some of those labels that deceive you, so that you can better, pick the right products and to help support you on your health journey. So the first label that a lot of people fall for or get confused with is when it says all natural.
Yeah. And before we dive into the all natural thing, I just want to say that a lot of times people, they get a little upset because they bring to us these, new products that they found, new foods that they found, and they're so excited about it. And, they'll post them in the group, or they'll post them online, and they'll tell us about them like, oh my gosh, I found this product. It's all natural. And, it's amazing. And the first thing that I'm asking is, well, it's cool that you posted a picture of the food or the package, but can we see the ingredients?
Yeah, let's see the back of the package. Yeah,
they show the front, but it's like, can we see the back of the ingredients? Let's see what's in it. And most of the time, once we kind of really dig into what's in the ingredients, we find out that it's actually not as healthy as they thought it would. So I know when people post, they're like cringing to say, like, what are they going to say about this particular product? But to avoid that with us, and to avoid that just overall, I think that it's important that you become label conscious. I remember when I was first getting started out on this path, I kid you not, I would spend hours in the health food store, hours in the grocery store, not because it had to take that long, but because I was really just taking my time looking at these labels and just understanding what was in these things. And when I would see things that I didn't understand, I would look them up to try to see if this best was going to serve me. And I think that it's important for you to become label conscious. You don't like whatever they write on the front of the package. It absolutely means nothing. The front page of, not the front page, but the front side of any package is just for marketing, period. It's nothing else but marketing. It's designed to grab your attention, to get your attention. That's it. So the only thing that the front of the label is supposed to do is get you to look at it and pick it up. That's it. It's not meant for you to buy it. It's meant for you to look, get your attention. Now you pick it up, and it's like, okay, you got my attention. Let's see what you're about. Then you turn it over to the back and you begin to read the ingredients list. And once you read the ingredients list, now you've been empowered and you can make an intelligent decision on if this product is going to serve you for your health or not. Or if it doesn't, you put it down. But that's the only thing that label is supposed to do. A package label is not meant for you to buy it just based on what you see on the cover. Like, they're supposed to stretch the truth. There's no regulations. They can pretty much say whatever they want in a way that is going to manipulate you to buy it. And they're going after the unempowered consumer. They want you to just grab at face value. But if you want to be a conscious consumer and you really want to make your health a priority, just understand the tactic. Like, that is just to get your attention. And it's important for you to look on the back.
Yeah. And I think the best thing with this is that saying, don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
So that is, the front label is judging that product by the front label. But when you turn over and look at the back ingredients, that's when you get the full detail and you really know if that product is good or not.
Absolutely. Because, a lot of times you can have a company, it's a mom and pop company, it's a small company, and they want to provide better food, things that are ethical, things that are, environmentally sustainable and just super healthy, but they don't have the money as these billion-dollar industries like Kellogg's.
Right.
And,
they don't have the distribution chain.
Yeah. So what happens is, their packages aren't going to look as pretty. They're going to have really basic packages, but the food that they're offering is amazing. And a lot of times, because these companies have so much money, they have the neon lights on their packages and boxes, and you're going to look right at those, but they're full of crap. So people buy those and they're not looking at these smaller companies where the labels aren't as elaborate, or the packaging isn't as elaborate. So you have to know how to see through all of that, and even look at the not so pretty boxes to make sure that you're not missing out on a whole level of health and nutrition that you would have if you didn't take a look at that.
Right. So going back to number one, all natural.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people get deceived by that because they think that it qualifies and that every ingredient in that product is all natural. And most of the time, it's like one ingredient that you would say that's natural and the rest are just chemicals.
Right. All natural means absolutely nothing. There is no, regulation on that word. So anyone can put all natural on the box, as long as the origin is food. So, for example, potato chips. You can put all natural on a label of potato chips because you're using potatoes. Mm-hmm. But we all know good and well a potato chip is not a potato. Mm-hmm. It started out as a potato, but at the end result, it's no longer a potato. I don't know what it is, but it's not a potato. And so they can put that on there, but it means absolutely nothing. So don't be fooled by all natural.
Right. The next one is organic. Now, actually, I think this is one of the they're all really good ones, the ones we're going to cover. But organic, that is like, the green light, like it's organic, right. This is healthy, you know. Yeah. But organic sugar is sugar. Right. Like, speaking of someone who was has a sweet tooth, organic sugar is sugar. I don't care if it's organic or not, but a lot of people, they say, oh, it's organic. This is a much healthier choice than this over here. But they get people every time with that.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. You know what? For me, organic is like a prerequisite for me to pick it up. If I look and I see that it's organic, it's like, okay, this is
like it has organic berries and organic coconut oil in it or something like that. That's okay. But there's certain ingredients, no matter what form it comes in, even if it's organic, don't do it to yourself.
Don't automatically assume that just because something says organic that it's healthy, because it's really not. In order to really know if it's healthy or not, is to look on the back, because it is possible to make an organic candy bar. Like it's possible. It's possible to make organic candy. Mm-hmm. It just is. So organic is just really letting you know the source is coming from an organic place. It started out good, but at the end of the day, it's not the greatest for you possibly. So don't be fooled just because something says organic to grab it.
And, going back to the organic sugar, like just be mindful of where sugar needs to be. But a lot of people cannot control themselves. Me speaking for myself as well, like having a sweet tooth. If you're going to consume it, just understand that it has the same effects as, regular sugar. So it's going to make you gravitate more towards the sweeter things.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So the next one, non-GMO.
Yeah, non-GMO is like a buzzword because people are getting more accustomed to hearing about genetically modified organisms. So everyone wants to stay away from GMO. And we were trying to fight to get, packages that contain GMO labeled, but the industry won. So you don't have to list anything that says that is GMO. So to counter that, people started to say non-GMO to let you know that it wasn't in there. But just because something doesn't have genetically modified organisms in it doesn't mean that it's healthy. So don't be fooled when you see non-GMO. It means absolutely nothing.
Right. The next one, sugar-free, which is a huge industry, especially with the high rate of diabetes. But when you see sugar-free, the question is, well, what are they using to sweeten it with? And a lot of times, chemical sweeteners such as aspartame or aspartame is used, and that is something that you definitely do not want to consume in your diet.
Right. And the next one is vegan. That's another, and vegan and vegetarian, like that's another buzzword,
Right.
But that means nothing, because is vegan vegetarian just means that it doesn't contain animal products.
Right. But the question is, what ingredients are in there?
Right. What ingredients
just
are in
because
there.
it's not from an animal doesn't mean it's healthy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The next one is healthy.
Which is kind of like all natural, which is crazy, right? Like someone puts healthy on the label. And
it's green. It's a green label and it says healthy And
people buy it and say, hey, I got the healthy version, of the bread. I got the healthy bread. But again, healthy doesn't mean anything. They're telling you that they're telling you that they believe what they have is healthy, but you have to be the judge at looking at the label.
Mm-hmm. Next is low fat, which, we're probably going to have a podcast just on fat consumption and how I think we've been like scammed and made to believe the opposite. But
right. Yeah, that's definitely a show within itself, because we definitely need fats. But most of the time when you see low fat, because fat is flavorful. So if something doesn't have any fat in it, in order to make it flavorful, they're going to put more salt and they're going to put more sugar in it. So most of the time when you see low fat, it means that they're, loading it with sugar. And on the opposite side, when you see like sugar free, it means that they're going to probably put a lot of fat in there outside of the chemical sweeteners. And then we go into the whole gluten-free thing. And, gluten is the thing, that is not good. And I don't believe that it is. But just because something is gluten-free doesn't automatically mean that it's healthy.
Doesn't qualify. Yeah. It's just healthy.
People just slap gluten-free on any and everything now. And sometimes I'm looking at, like it could be something silly like a banana, an organic banana. It'll have like the gluten-free label on it. And it's just like they're taking this too far.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, that means nothing. Gluten-free doesn't mean a thing. It's a prerequisite, but it means nothing.
Mm-hmm. So where are we at?
At the trans fats.
Okay, so trans fat. Yeah, no trans fats.
Yeah, trans fats is obviously it's a very unhealthy oil that we want to stay away from. But very important that you just read your labels, because that means absolutely nothing. So a couple of these things like heart healthy, and when they say things are baked and it means absolutely nothing. One big thing now is, the cat's out of the bag with high fructose corn syrup. Right. Everyone is starting to realize that high fructose corn syrup isn't good now. So a couple of things. One is food industries are actually fighting now to they're not using high fructose corn syrup anymore. They're not saying that. They're putting things like natural flavors now will be high fructose corn syrup, because they're saying the corn is natural. So they'll say natural sweeteners and natural flavors. So look out for that. And they'll say fructose. They'll just put natural fructose. Mm-hmm. But when you see that, it's fructose corn syrup. They're using corn. And now they're saying, no high fructose corn syrup. And basically they're swapping it out. So now they're like, all right, well, we're not going to use. Before it was like, we're not going to use sugar, we're going to use high fructose corn syrup. But now they swapped out the high fructose corn syrup, and now they're using sugar again. Right. So now like in like ketchup, for example, it'll be like no high fructose corn syrup. But then you look and they're just using white sugar again. Mm-hmm. So they're flopping back and forth, and they're confusing people. But don't be confused with that.
The next one is 100% natural. And I guess the best way to filter through that is when you turn over the back and look at the ingredients, do you understand everything that's in there? Because that means it's natural.
Right. And just because it's 100% natural doesn't mean that it's 100% good. Mm-hmm. I was listening to Dave Asprey the other day, and he gave a great analogy that I like. He was talking about snake venom. And he was saying that snake venom is very high in antioxidants and is very high in protein. It's one of the highest sources of protein. But just because it's high in antioxidants and high in protein doesn't mean that it's healthy for you. Right. And snake venom is 100% natural. No matter how you slice it, it's 100% natural. But it doesn't mean that is good for you. So we want to be mindful of things that say 100% natural. Again, it means nothing.
Right. The next one is made with real fruit or with real honey.
Right. So I think that's a great thing when they're using real fruits and they're using real honey and things. But a lot of times that will be accompanied with other chemicals and things that we don't know what they are. So, for example, like a boxed cereal. You're eating boxed cereal, something that is dried and has been sitting on the shelf for months. So, okay, you have dried fruit in it and you're using honey, but it's still a packaged food. Mm-hmm. So we have to be mindful that, it's better than the regular sugary stuff, but ultimately
it's overly processed.
Yeah, it's overly processed. So we do need to be mindful of that.
The next one is immune support or immunity booster. And as we talked about at the top of the show, you want to take more of a natural approach by balancing your digestive system to boost your immunity, not relying on outside products to do that.
Yeah, most of the time what we see with the whole immunity booster thing is that they added a little extra vitamin C.
You're better off just buying the ascorbic acid.
So they'll take some lollipops, add some vitamin C, and they say all new lollipops with immune boosting lollipops.
Right.
And people are buying them for their children because
it has sugar in it, so it defeats the purpose.
Right, because sugar shuts down the immune system, so it's shutting down the so-called immunity boosting. Mm-hmm. So you can't be fooled by that.
Right. The next one is light, and this is definitely going after the weight loss industry. When you count calories and things like that, that definitely is trying to attract those people.
Light is very interesting, and it's funny because you take a label, right? Take a label and it has its ingredients on it, whatever the serving size is. And then what you do is you chop that in half. And now you make it a half a serving size. So now when you look on the label, it says a half a serving size. And now it's light because everything that was listed on there is half of what it was before. So you look at one regular and you look at light, same exact stuff, but one serving size is smaller. So they're basically saying if you eat less, then it'll be a light version as opposed to eating, more.
Right.
But people actually fall for that. So but what happens is they end up eating the same amount anyway. So they're consuming the same thing. So labels are really tricky with the whole serving size thing as well. You want to look at the serving size. You want to look at the ingredients because, they'll like who puts a half a serving size on the package? Like, why would you even do that?
That's marketing.
Yeah. Or they'll serve you a 16-ounce bottled drink, right? No matter what it is, a 16-ounce bottle drink, and it'll be a half a serving size on there. Like, you're really just going to drink half of that bottle.
Unless you buy that amount in the bottle. Because I know I can't do that. You hungry? You're not counting the servings. You just plopping it on your plate.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's what they do, though. So, they're trying to deceive you at every angle. That's why you have to be the conscious consumer.
Mm-hmm. The next one, free range and cage free.
Yeah, a lot of times this is dealing with eggs. And from my understanding, when it comes to free range, it just has to be an opening where the animals can actually see outside. Like, as long as they can see outside and then they have access to maybe 10 feet outside, that can be considered free range. And if you're inside of a factory, if you're in a factory and you're stuck in a box or just a big, warehouse with, just these animals on top of each other, you can call that cage free. There's no cage there. Right. So you want to be very mindful of that language, and you really want to look when if you're consuming eggs and animal products and things like that, you want to look into the companies that you're consuming to make sure that you're getting what they're telling you that you're getting. When it comes to animal products, you want to definitely try to get as natural as possible. You want to try to get them directly from the farm and build a relationship with your farmer so that you're getting what they say that they're giving to you, because factory animals is a completely different animal than organically farm raised animals.
Yes. And the last one is antioxidants. When you see that on the label, with the cancer rate soaring, of course you want to inundate yourself with antioxidants. So, of course, when you see that on the package, it just triggers like, okay, this is healthy. This is what I need.
Right. And it kind of goes back to the snake venom analogy. Snake venom is super high in antioxidants, but we don't want to consume that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Know your sources.
Right.
So that is a list of, that was like 21 things that, to help you navigate. And so you're not deceived by the labeling, and it'll make you kind of take that extra, a few seconds to turn the package over, look at the ingredients so that you know that what you're buying.
Right.
You're not being tricked.
And in the beginning, it may take you a little bit longer. You may notice that you're spending more time in there. But once you really understand, you'll only have to do that just a couple of times, because once you learn your products and you learn the ones that you trust, then from there, you just grab them because you know what's in them. I do recommend checking in every now and then because sometimes these companies sell their product and then, other owners come in and they change the ingredients. So every now and then you want to double check your ingredients. And I want to do a whole show on that. But it's important that you check your ingredients from time to time. But in the beginning, once you get this thing down, you'll be better for it. You'll be healthier for it. Your family will be healthier for it. So yes. It's all about conscious eating and being a conscious consumer.
Yeah, definitely. So, and before we end the show, just to give you the link for the show notes pages where you can access everything that we discussed in this episode, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/54, and that will give you direct access to the recording of the show and the show notes pages. Okay. So until next time, live healthier.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
We want to say thank you for listening to the show and for access to the show notes pages, more podcast episodes, blog content, as well as more information about our center, Life Strength and Health, then just visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com. Until next time, live healthier.